We're continuing with week 2. And the week 2 is going to be centered around Boolean operators. And I believe that we will all should be able to gain so much, even from this session. So let me quickly share my screen as we go into the second session today. Let me remind us, the first thing is the online research masterclass is happening every Wednesday at 1 p.m. And we're hoping to keep it as such. So please invite your friends and let's make sure in all our locations, we have people attending and being part of this. Today, we are looking at basic search techniques, and we're starting with Boolean operators and how to use them effectively. Most times, people do not fully understand how search is done. And we're looking at this very, very basic one, and hopefully we believe you are going to enjoy it. American Center, were you able to see? Is it clear now? Were they able to see there? Okay. Now, the purpose of Boolean operators. We're going to know what Boolean operators are, but what's exactly the purpose? We're going to start from there. One major thing is that all these operators we're going to be looking at will help you as a searcher to be more strategic, especially when you are formulating your query, your search queries. You want to search on Google, what are the words that you need to put in there? Are you just going to type in anything? Number 2, sometimes you need to use so many keywords, multiple keywords. How should you combine multiple keywords that make sense to search engines? Because if you don't communicate well with search engines will not be able to get the information across to you. Boolean operators also increase the efficiency and effectiveness of searchers. Look, if you want to really be effective, you have to know how to use Boolean operators. And by extension, it reduces stress and frustration when dealing with specific research questions. We're going to see some of the examples as we go right ahead. For those of us who are registered with any of our spaces, you'll be receiving this PowerPoint, okay? This session will help you as a person with skills on how to use these operators. I will be looking at how you can construct effective search strategy using multiple keywords. And our focus actually is to learn by doing, how you can get this done. You need to plan them out. You need to structure them in such a way that you'll be able to have a very good understanding with your search engine. Let me give you a very good example. Since we have so many young people listening today, One of the things you will grapple with in life is how to choose your life partner. If I ask a lady to tell me, I always like Oka. Oka, can you have somebody volunteer there? Anybody? Yeah, the guy who opened his mouth and said, ah. Yes, you. What's your name? Why are you looking back? It's you. With shoes in on your t-shirt. Yes. Can you move close to the mic? Quickly.
Yeah, it's omitted already.
Yes, can you speak so that we can hear you? What's your name?
My name is Moses.
You've forgotten your name?
My name is Moses.
Your name is Moses.
My name is Moses.
All right, Moses.
Yes, sir.
I would like you to please tell us what are the qualities you would like to see in a lady that you want to marry? Let's be quick. This is not something you think twice. You know. Number one. Number two. Number three. Okay, let the lady help. The lady in blue, can you help us? Yes, what would you like to see in a young man who is pursuing you?
It must be someone that is sensible.
Somebody who is what?
Yes, someone that is sensible.
Is desperate? We can't hear you.
Intelligent. I said it must be someone that is smart. Someone that is
okay, smart.
Yeah. Someone that is sorry, not hot-tempered. And it must be responsible.
Not hot-tempered. Please note all these words down.
And it must be responsible.
Okay. The person must be responsible.
And the person must love God.
Smart. Loving. But not what? Hot-tempered. Okay, you men, I think you've noted all those points. All right. So the first thing, like we said from the last session, is number one, you must identify the keywords. And what are the keywords here? The keywords are responsible, smart, loving, but not hot-tempered. So hot-tempered. Now, hot-tempered, you have to make sure you put it in inverted comma so that the search engine will know that it is I want you to write those keywords down because we are working together. Everybody write those keywords down. First, responsible. Two.
Sir, we are not seeing the slide, sir.
You said?
We are not seeing the slide, your slide. We can't see your slide, sir.
I'm not showing my screen. You only see my, can you see my face now?
Yes, sir.
I want you to write it down. She said she's looking for a young guy who is responsible. I'm also writing here, smart, loving, but not hot-tempered. Let's say she's also interested in somebody from Oyo State. Or Anambra State. because I am from Oyo State too, and I have a young, handsome man that might be interested. All right. So I want you to look at my chat box, everybody. You will notice what I wrote there. I said responsible and smart and loving, not hot-tempered. There should be another and your state or Anambra State. In essence, for this to make sense, we needed to put and or not. So and or not are referred to as Boolean operators. Without those operators, all those keywords will make no sense, especially when you are dealing with multiple keywords. Okay? The lady would like to have a young man that is responsible and smart and loving, but not hot-tempered, and from Oyo State or Anambra State. If you are able to get this, this is the way to use Boolean operators. We're still going to push this further. I will now go ahead and share my screen again. By the end of this today, we want you to understand what these Boolean operators are, when and how to use them. And then we're introducing parentheses, especially when it comes to grouping keywords. Just a minute. Can you take this for me? All right, the requirement for this session, please bring out your phone and be ready to use. For those of you at the American Center, you can move to the laptops there. It's going to set it up for you when the time comes. So it's going to help you out. Everybody should be able to have, at least anytime we're doing this session, have your laptop ready. Now, the Boolean operators are and. Let's say it together. Let's say and. And is an operator that is used to narrow your search. In other words, if you are looking for something very, very specific, just like we did, you make sure that you gather as many keywords as possible to describe what you are looking for. If you are looking for bolts and nuts, that and is very important. That's the way the search engine will understand what you're talking about. Next, or helps you to expand your search. So in an example we have here, labor, which is British spelling, and labor, which is the US spelling. It's still the same thing. You are expanding. Take also into consideration the example of the lady. The lady says, I want somebody from Anambra State or your state. So it could not just be from one state, it could be from either of the states. And then the last one is not. Not helps you to exclude that keyword. In the case, the example that we gave, this lady said, I do not want anyone who is hot-tempered. The person may have all the qualities, but once that item is there, that keyword is there, it must never be displayed. And that's the way search engines, whether the open or the commercial databases, that is the way they work. The better you know this, the stronger will be your strategy and your search results. But let me say this also, each of the search engines also have a representation of each of these. And I'll be using Google as an example. You know, for Google, hand is represented by the space between the keywords. So if you say smart and handsome, so if you want to put that on Google, you don't need to type smart and you just say smart space handsome. Do you get that? Do you understand that? So like bolts and nuts, you just put bolt space nut. And you can keep adding. So in the case of the example that we have, we could see clearly there, we have responsible space, smart space, and then you continue like that. What about expand using or? Google says, if you want me to understand that you want me to give you either, make sure you put or in capital letter. It must be in capital letter, without which the search engine Google will not understand you. Finally, if you want to exclude any word, hot-tempered, you don't want it in your results. It says use the dash. And that dash must touch the keyword you want excluded. Do we understand this? And then the final point here is when you have complex search statements, and I will show you some examples, especially when you are using or, it's advisable that you use the open and close bracket. I will show you example. For better results, you must also have it at the back of your mind that you need to refine your query, because you are trying to interact with the system and trying to see whether this system will actually is getting the result. Once you put your search query into Google, for example, and out of the 10 results, you discover that none of them matches what you are looking for, your search query is wrong. Your search query is wrong. I would like you to work as a team. Everybody, like in American Center here, you can form one group. So please turn your chairs so that you can be able to talk to those who are in American Center here. And those of you in your locations, probably in 5-5 or 4-4-5-5, group yourself. And we're going to solve these problems together using these examples. The first one, the activity 1, we're going to be using Google to test our results. Please, can you make a laptop available to them? I want you to search for sustainable and development. You know, in Google, the space in between 2 keywords or more keywords, the space is showing that you are actually saying and. So I want you to go ahead and type out sustainable development on your Google. If you have your phone, I've also picked my own phone. I want you to record the results that you've gotten quickly. Best fingers first. So whoever has gotten it, just raise your hand. Young girls, you can also join. So once I finish here, I'll just move on. Okay, what's the result? Write it down. The number 2 here, put it in inverted comma, sustainable development in inverted comma. And also do the recording. Are you doing it? Now, look at the 2 results. Is there any significant difference? Yes, I want feedback from this session now. Very quickly, is there any significant difference? Quickly, who is going to answer us? Yes, just type the answer there very quickly. I have not seen any answer. Kano, Oshogbo, Maiduguri, no show. Calabar.
Excuse me, sir. Can you please?
No fastest finger here. American
Sir, please,
Center.
The question is not very clear.
Type the answer. Type. Or if you want to talk, raise your hand so that I can recognize you. I just need 2 people to tell us the. Yes, Calabar, unmute yourself, and then Oka very quickly. We don't have the time. Yes, Calabar.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, from Calabar. The search with inverted comma has over 900 million results. Why the one without inverted comma having over 300 million results?
So what's the difference? What's the, in terms of, what's the ratio?
Okay, the one with inverted comma gives more results, and should I say it's more precise compared to the
Give
one
more or less?
More. It's less. The one with inverted comma is less. That is, it's more precise.
Inverted comma is less.
It's less.
Good.
It's precise.
Okay, I can see the one for Kano. Yes, you can see the one for Kano is 910 million. That is without quote. You can see the one for, sorry, I'm confused. So please, Kano, make yourself explicit. Okay, go ahead. I think we need to be fast. Once I call you, I expect you to speak or type. It's better that way. For instance, okay, let me show you what I expected. Just watch my screen. Everybody watch the screen. Now, can you see this screen? If you use sustainable development, in other words, sustainable and development, you get about 708 million results. But if you use it as a keyword, that means you locked it in with inverted comma, you'll get about 1.7 million. So that's like a quarter. This is exactly what I'm expecting from you. What this one shows to us is, if you have not been able to learn the importance of identifying keywords. Example, hot-tempered. If you don't put it in inverted comma, what the system will look for is going to look for hot and tempered. But what you really had in mind is hot-tempered, one keyword. So it's very important for you to know how to use this inverted comma to be able to indicate to the search engine that you are looking for a keyword. Without it, you will waste a lot of time. In other words, look at it. You will waste so much time going through 708 million, while in actual fact, you can just, no, even this is not correct. 1 to 708. That's a lot. Sorry, the 1 quarter is not correct. I hope you understand what I'm saying. 708 million and 2 million. So if you divide it, that's like times 35. So you really need to do the needful in order to be able to save your time. All right, let's proceed. Activity 3. Let's go further. Sustainable development in Nigeria or Ghana, but not South Africa. So I want you to write this search query down in words using Boolean operators in order for you to get good results. So I want you to use the hand without using Google now. Write it out, and I want at least 2-3 people to help to show it. Nobody should talk about it, but type it in. Use hand or not in explaining or pulling together your search query for this particular search. Sustainable development in Nigeria or Ghana, but not South Africa. You can see work as a group, work as a group, work as a group. American Center, I'm looking at you. Work as a group. Talk about it. What should you write? What are the keywords? Keywords are sustainable development. Once you have been able to identify the keywords, then the next thing is, what are the Boolean operators, appropriate Boolean operators that you need to use? I want you to start talking. Everybody participate. Everyone, please, let's participate. Let's participate. American Center, you are not working on. Everybody work together, work together, work together, work together. What are the key words? Meduguri, I'm not seeing you people talking and writing. What are the key words? Let me show the screen again. Sustainable development in Nigeria or Ghana, but not South Africa. What are the keywords there? Write them down. Number 2, what are the Boolean operators that you should use in order to sustainable development in Nigeria, but not South Africa. So please, let's make sure we do this quickly. Okay, by now you should have finished. It's not something very, very difficult at all. So let me look at what people have written out. Nobody has written anything. Okay, I've seen Nigeria. No, I know you have, like VI, you have already done what you go into Google. First, I want you to write it with hand or not first, before you now concoct the one that we will put on Google. Okay, so VI, try again before we get to this point. Let's quickly type it in. Let's type it in. Let's type it in. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Time is going. Time is going. All right. Since we don't have, let me just go ahead. The key words are sustainable development. The sustainable development, followed by Nigeria, followed by Ghana, followed by South Africa. South Africa should be put in inverted comma like this. And sustainable development should be in inverted comma also. But the operators, the search operators are as follows. Sustainable development, and then open the parentheses, Nigeria or Ghana, close the parentheses, not South Africa. Now look at my own result. You can see here, sustainable development in inverted comma, and just 1 minute. Look at it here. Sustainable development, look at inverted comma, and Nigeria or Ghana, not South Africa. So what we have used here is and or not, stemming from this search query. Now, when you put it on Google search, so you pull this one down, sustainable development, hand here represent the space, and then this must be in capital letter, and the not here must be a dash. There must not be space between the inverted comma on South Africa and this dash. There must not be any space in between them. And then when you put it on Google search, you get 131,000 results. Do we all understand this? Do we understand? Yes or no?
Yes, we do understand. We are trying it now.
So try and see whether you can get this.
Yes, sir.
And that's why we're going to give you certificates of participation if indeed we really want you to sweat it out.
The answer you're giving.
All right. Let's go quickly to the fourth activity.
They cannot help us. They cannot be listening to each other.
Fourth activity. Are you with me now? So let's dig further. Write out the strategy using Boolean operators for sustainable development from academic institutions in Nigeria and South Africa only. So this time around, you must share your result. I just need your result. What would you put on Google? What would you put on Google? Quickly, the fastest finger first. We're going to see the best American space to do this. American Center, please, don't disappoint me, please. Sustainable development. We're looking for information on sustainable development from academic institutions in Nigeria and, or let's use, or South Africa. You're welcome, sir.
Excuse me, sir. Can you share your screen again?
Oh, all right. My screen is up again. All right, so let's see what I got. Everybody look up and see what I got. I know you will not be able to get this. And this is going to be the next lesson that we're going to be looking at. There are other, what we call search operators that each search engine has also listed that you can use in refining your search. So you can see right there, just 1 minute. I saw a mistake there, which I've corrected in the other slide. All right, can you see my screen now? So what this has done is actually to say, how can we really identify academic institutions in Nigeria? You can identify them by their domain names. So when you hear of edu.ng, it's only academic institutions in Nigeria that have that. If you hear of ac.za, it's only academic institutions that have that domain name in South Africa. The same thing in UK is ac.uk. So you need to first of all find the domain name for academic institutions so that you can then use it in. And one of the things that you can also do here, based on what we have really done today, is actually to also put the parenthesis right here, okay, before this site and after the A, and this is the result. Let's dig a little bit further. And this should not be a problem. I've gone back to the easiest one now. I want you to look for information on Boolean operators as a keyword from academic institutions in the US. So site colon edu, edu actually is anything US, harvard.edu. So it's not edu.us. So I've given you that original. Quickly, what will you make out of this? So the answer should be what? Boolean operators and academic institutions and United States. But here, the last two can be represented by site colon edu. And this is what you use on, so Boolean operator in inverted comma, space site colon edu. Okay? One of the very things you should always remember to do is to ask yourself whether the results are really relevant to your query, what you are looking for. If the first 10 do not match what you are looking for, then you know that you have wasted your time. The same thing works on commercial databases. So I would give you this as an example of what you need to take home. So please write it down. eric.edu.gov. Everybody write it down. eric.edu.gov. Search for hypertension and treatment on that platform. And then go further down to see whether you can add diet to those two keywords. What influence does diet have with hypertension and treatment? So those three keywords, see what you can do with them. Which Boolean operators did you use? So we'll talk about that. Then quickly, this is your assignment using Google. Find articles from academic institutions that deals with the treatment of depression and anxiety. And I will expect you next week to be able to bring the answers to this. If you score below 50, that may affect your certificate, so take it serious. Treatment of depression and anxiety. We want articles, information only from academic institutions. The second one, we need information on time management techniques for new workers.
That is the limitation.
Time management techniques for new workers. And then number 3, vocational training opportunities in either Lagos or Kano or River States of Nigeria. So first, what I expected you to do is to identify the keywords. For example, the first one, treatment, depression, anxiety. Those are the keywords. And you can see there, hand is already there. So treatment and depression and anxiety, but from academic institutions. Now, this time around, we're not indicating whether it's in the US or Britain or Nigeria. So you use site colon edu, because that goes, or site colon AC. I'm giving you a rejo. Number 2, time management techniques. Time management is a keyword. Techniques is a keyword. New workers. Well, you can look at new workers in several ways. What are alternate words? New employee, new hire. So you can use all those keywords using or, new worker, or new employee, or new hire, or, and that's how to concatenate multiple keywords, but you have to use all the Boolean operators. Finally, vocational training opportunities. in these states. All the states you are going to use or. Vocational training is a keyword. And then opportunities is a keyword. On Eric, you can, once you get this, you can try this on your own, and the resources are listed there for you. So I'm going to hand this. Actually, we have, it was not so detailed, but I think at least we're able to have something to work with for the next 1 week. Yes. Now, let me quickly take your questions. Did you get anything from this? Anybody, did you get anything from this? If you do,
yes.
Let me see your hand up. Okay, only Kano. Okay, that's encouraging.
Yes. So really we get a lot, more especially in the activity 4. In that activity 4, I really understand new things on searching information, like this site.edu, and that's it. I really appreciate what you have done to us. I really learned a lot from activity 4. But I learned so many things, but it's what I learned so much.
Thank you very much. Oshogbo. Okay, you all said you get any question quickly?
Okay. Right.
All right, if there's no question, no problem. We're going to send this to all the directors. Hopefully they will be able to give you the PowerPoint. Already we've sent it already. They already have it.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Maiduguri.
Good afternoon from Maiduguri, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Ours is not a question, but an observation. My members here are saying that the teaching is very fast, and that it will be better for you to slow down so that they can get it better. Thank you, sir.
Professor, sir.
Am I heard, sir?
Speaking. Yes, I got you.
Okay, thank you.
Professor, sir. I don't know if he's hearing me.
I'm hearing you.
Professor, sir, we are hailing you from Benin.
Yes, I can hear you. I'm hailing you also from Lagos.
Professor, I think sincerely you have to slow down a little bit, but it is going well. Maybe we have to do more. We have to play with more examples so that we'll be on the same page. But we'll go on with the assignments you have given, and hope we'll be able to deliver on them. Well done, sir.
All right.
Hello,
So,
sir. Calabar.
yes,
Hello,
Calabar.
We are happy because the few of them are actually doing the practical session. Yes, they are really putting hands-on. It's a hands-on approach. Thank you so much. Yes.
All right. The question is, do you want us to repeat this session?
Sir, but it's recorded. We can always play back a recorded session.
Okay, so recorded. All right, that's a good idea. You can play it back during the week.
Yes.
Right?
That's supported, sir, from Maiduguri. Thank you so much.
That's okay. Now, we're trying to limit this session to 1 hour, but I think we will be pushing it to 90 minutes. A lot has happened in the last few weeks, particularly on the area of search. And I'm telling you, the world has even moved further than where we are right now, But this is very good for all of us to be able to learn. As we go along on this journey, we'll be exploring together some of the new tech, AI for research that are available there. A lot is being said now about what I've typed in on the search box. And we are going to be exploring that later. So if you want to know more about this, you can start exploring. In the next 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to be engaging with Chat GPT and how we can use them for research. But for what we have planned out, we're going to be looking at some of these specifics so that when you are faced with research, you'll be able to know how to go about it. And you'll be confident that you know exactly what you are doing. Calabar, you have any question? Okay, what about Oka? Dr. Mata? All right.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for this very interesting and practical session. I agree with others that we need more time, especially in these all important parts, how to really search on the internet. My question is that where to use space. We need to be very clear where to use space. Why keying in those keywords, putting those keywords in the Google tab.
Okay, so your question is where we should put the space.
Use space, use of space. Yes,
you
sir.
use space to represent the hand. Let me display this on the screen for you so that you understand. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
We're still going to go through all this later. Now, we said sustainable development. So I'm also using this to wrap up. Sustainable. If you do this, in fact, look at it, the result has even increased to 910 million results. Can you see that? But if you had the inverted comma and you enter, it now goes down to 375. Now, if you want to relimit it to Nigeria or Ghana, we said you should try and put the parentheses to see this. Can you see? Now, if you don't want South Africa, so you use the hyphen, and that hyphen, there must not be any space between South Africa. Do you understand? There must not be any space. So you enter, and it goes on and on. So the same way we have used the example of the lady who was looking for gentlemen, any of them that could meet those criteria, the same way we work even right here. And then if, for instance, you now want to limit this to academic institutions, there are what we call the search operators, which Google and others have created to help you streamline your search. Search shows the source. So we say for education, but if you want education institutions in Nigeria, we just add NG to it. If you want in South Africa, is usually AC.ZA. If you want in UK, is site AC.UK. But you have to be able to learn what the domain names are in these places. Okay? And once you continue to use this, you continue to note the results are coming from those sources only. Or if you want non-profit, all you need to do is just to add ORG. If you want in Nigeria, you add NG. So if you know all this, you can really move things around very fast, and Google will understand and we give you manageable results. You can see this one is 11,000. Once you begin to get very specific and more specific, you get more specific results. Okay, now
Thank
the
you so
world.
much. Again.
Hello.
So thank you very much.
That's okay.
Got it.
All right.
We
Is
see
there any
a
other
from
question?
Oka. Yes, sir, from Oka. Please.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, answer.
Okay, sir. Okay. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, sir, for the class. So my question actually, during the course of your teaching, I observed that in applying what you taught, the search results were limited. But my question really is, what's the surety that the results I get are relevant to my search results? How do I get to be sure that these results are relevant to my search results? How do I check that actually? So that's my question.
All right, let me give you a very good illustration.
Thank you, sir.
We've all had in this country where you just wake up and somebody will just tell you that there's a public holiday today. Has that happened before? You wake up and suddenly they say there's a public holiday. You say, which public holiday? Then they will begin to explain. Now, if you've dressed up, you are rushing to your car or rushing out to board the vehicle, and all of a sudden somebody tells you that, I say, okay, where are you running to? They say there's public holiday. What should be the next line of question that you should ask? Who said it? The source is very, very important.
It's coming from the source.
Yeah, even though you like the information because you don't want to work. Nobody wants to go to work, but we like the salary. So if you like the salary and you don't want to work, and you say there's a public emergency holiday, you love it. But in as much as the information is great, is lovely, you need to cross-check your source. And that's why we were using this site as a source, limiting the search by source so that we can be sure of where the information is coming from. When you're searching open web like this, you have to pay attention to the source. Any academic resources, you have to first of all understand the source. And that's why we're still going to deal with this later, where we're talking about Google Scholar and some of the databases that you also can have access to in American spaces. In fact, now you can begin to have access to them. I want you to write this down. Go to bit.ly/elibrary from home. Write it down, everybody, and put it on your, let me put it on the chat box. E-library from home gives you access to our own e-library USA. which is mostly, and all of them are commercial databases. And we, for now, because of COVID, we're giving access from home. After COVID, you can have access from any of our American spaces. And you can share this with anybody. I will be sharing goodies like this from time to time. So why can't you try as much as possible to register from home? And the minute you finish your registration, check your inbox and you have instant access to the database. For those databases, commercial databases, all the information have been proved to be authentic. So you don't need to further authenticate anything. But as far as the open web is concerned, that's why we're doing all this. All right, any other question? All right, so I will have to stop now, but before I stop, like I told you, a lot is happening, and we will explore so many things together here, and I will encourage you to please invite your friends. We don't want you alone to be the beneficiary of this session. By the time we are finishing together, you'll be a guru in research. You'll be able to not only help yourself, you'll be able to help others. And so how many of you are promising you are going to invite your friends? Let me see your hand up. Thank you very much. I only see Oka. Oka is always number one. Maiduguri, are you not going to invite your friends? You see them now, they are putting two hands up. Instead of one hand, you are putting two hands up. Okay, Bochi is also telling us that Calabar, especially the man in blue, as always, you are really remaining very cool. No hand up at all. Thank you very much. I can see the hand is up now. So I will really want us to make this more interactive. And from next week, it's going to be 90 minutes. This is about 75 minutes. And we're going to stop now. Please, let's make sure we invite. Check our Facebook page for up-to-date information. We put it on the chat box, http:/Facebook, that's fb.me/American Spaces NG. And once you click right there, it takes you to our Facebook page. You'll be able to see what we have in stock for you in the coming days. I have the director of the American Center, Lagos, Abuja, who is also on this call. Please, let's have your closing shot. Okay, it's not here. All right, thank you, everybody. We have to call it a day right now. Please, hope to see you very, very soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
Bye.